Come drive with me, come drive, let's drive away. That was dedicated to all the Trackmania fans who watched this segment. I was tricked into doing that by Joe Miller. Anyway, hope everyone's been having a really good week. Actually, I wanted to say, first of all, when I got offered this job, I didn't know a clue about Trackmania. I had no idea about the game. I'd never played it. And they said, look, you've got to do this Trackmania segment in the EPS UK show. Since then, I've been trying to get into it. I've been, watching a lot of movies on TM-Tube, which is actually a fantastic resource to get into the game. And we will have a movie from that website coming up later. And, the first thing that I thought of when I started getting into Trackmania was it reminded me of a film that was made by the Wachowski brothers, the guys who made The Matrix. It was called Speed Racer, and it was a kid's film, but and it got panned by the critics, but I loved it. It was so bright and colourful. It was like this fantasy world, just like in Trackmania. So if anyone's seen that, I want to know, if anyone else enjoyed it. So on to Trackmania. Let's see what's been happening in the ESL Pro Series UK. It's been an eventful week, actually, not just in the Trackmania ladder, but also with WCG deciding to pick up the game. So great news, especially after ESWC shut its doors. And you know what? I heard a lot about Foe this week, and a lot of people were saying this is the guy in the UK who's going to be able to perform on an international level. So let's hope we see him qualify for WCG. And so far, he's had a completely spotless season in the EPS Pro Series so far. Let's bring up the ladder and see exactly what's been going down. As you can see, Foe topping the table. Stevie M actually in second place now after a bumpy start. He's sitting at 3-1. His latest game was actually against Yorick, the Slovakian-born player who resides in London. And yep, Stevie M really picking up the pace here. Hotspot sitting at 2 wins, 1 loss. He's really impressed a lot of people. And those three, I think we're going to continue to see them dominate the ladder throughout this season. Nemesis sitting in 4th place from 4 Kings. Spoke to him on last week's show. Exifer in 5th place. Bub, who we're going to be chatting to on the phone tonight, is in 6th. Yorick sitting in 7th, and as I mentioned, he does reside in London, so let's hope he comes along for the finals, even if he doesn't reach them. It would be great to see him there. G-Man sitting in 8th, sitting at 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss, and I'll tell you what, G-Man, certainly a talented player, and even though he's had a bumpy start, I really think we're going to see him in the top 5 towards the end of the season. He's actually beat Bub, actually, who will be on the phone to tonight. Darky in 9th place, R2K in 10th, AK in 11th, and Nate in 12th. Those are 3 players at the bottom yet to win a game. So we're going to have Bub on the line in a minute. He is on the line now, actually. Matt, are you there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I never thought I'd hear myself say that. Matt, are you there? It's a great name, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah. Now, I've heard quite a lot about you, and the first question is, how much do you like Trackmania?
Well, I've been playing it 2 years solid, so yeah, I mean, it's probably one of my favourite games at the moment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what is it that keeps you playing? What gives you that kick when you play?
I mean, all the players are great, the community's great, and we all have fun racing and always trying to beat each other's times. I mean, it's a beautiful game, really. A great racing game.
Yeah, and you told me earlier that the scene has sort of been evolving a lot in the UK, especially since ESL Pro Series decided to pick it up. Do you want to sort of elaborate on that a bit more and tell people about the recent, was it the mega race you had with 14 or 21 teams competing?
Yeah, it's like a monster match with about 130 players. But it's happening all the time. I mean, like I said, the community's really good. Everyone's very friendly, and everyone enjoys it the same. So, but yeah, I mean, it's a free game, and yeah, it's good fun.
That must have been absolute madness. 131 players, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think we've had probably about 300 players before in other matches and just messing around and so on.
What exactly is a game, with that many players like? Surely it's absolutely crazy and like not competitive in any way.
Well, it is competitive because you're always looking to get in the top 10 at least.
Right.
But but I mean, you can turn other players off, and so it can be hectic if you want it to be, but it doesn't always have to be.
And we do have some really talented racers in the UK, don't we? I mean, when the CGS was in action, Davy Skills in particular impressed a lot of people. It's a shame we haven't seen him in the ESL Pro Series. I mean, how do you think the UK's chances are at WCG?
I think they're as good as anyone else's. I mean, we've got some great talented people. Foe, obviously, everyone knows, and he's favourited for this, really. And Hotspot, who everyone is talking about. But yeah, I think anyone's got as much chance as anyone, really.
Right. And have we seen any PGR4 players or Forza players try to make the transition over to Trackmania?
Not that I know of, because I know a lot of console players do like their console games and stick to them. But no one's really mentioned it to me that they've come from Forza. I mean, I used to be a GT player mostly back in the day, so I came from that to Trackmania. Right.
Now, I mean, you've been on the UK scene for such a long time. You're probably in one of the best positions to tell us who you think's going to make it to the finals. You know, who would you bet on?
For the EPS?
Yep.
I would probably say Foe and Hotspot. I mean, as everyone's seen, they're looking very tight and extremely fast, so... Yeah, probably them. Stevie as well is looking extremely on form as well.
All right. And are you going to come along to the finals in London, even if you don't make it? It would be great to see you there.
Probably, yeah. I mean, it'd be good to meet the other players, and since I've been racing them for so long now, it'd be, yeah, great to catch up and so on.
Right, and what are your expectations for the rest of the season? Do you think you've got any chance whatsoever to slip into that top 4 and make it to London?
I think, yeah, I mean, confidence was high at the start, and I had a couple of wins, and I've had a couple of losses now, but I am looking for the wins now, and I do hope to get in the top 4.
Okay, and I read in a pre-match statement that sometimes you get a bit distracted when you're playing if your girlfriend is around. Is that the case?
Yeah, I would say for a few of the players that is the case, including me. Yeah, definitely.
Is that an excuse you pull out often?
I would say we try not to, but I think it is a good excuse.
Great. Well, thanks for your time, man. We'll look forward to seeing what the rest of the season holds for you. Do you want to sort of lick any sponsor ask before the end of the interview?
Yeah, just my sponsors, limexb360.co.uk and the Imperial, my team at the moment. That's about it.
Great. Thanks for your time.
All right, no problem.
Fantastic. So I mentioned we're going to have a bit of a movie section coming up before the end of this Trackmania segment, and it is going to be made by a very talented movie editor indeed. It's going to be Roman Rom Maillard, who recently made this video, and he said to me actually before I decided to show this, he said he's just a beginner at this job. He's only done 1 or 2 real productions, but he loves the game, and you know, making Trackmania videos has really increased his interest in it, and it's a whole new vision for him. So let's see these French players in action.
I can take another complication. Have mercy, please, God, erase us. I can take another complication. I can take another complication. Have mercy, please, God, erase us. It's such a waste. I can't watch things further complicate. So if it all fails, just throw it back in my face. I can take another complication. Have mercy, please, God, erase us. I can take another complication. Have mercy, please, God, erase us. to stagnant bullshit. As soon as I escape, there's more stagnant bullshit. This endless propaganda, corporate agenda. I like to think there's more.